Hello, everyone. Ivana again. So we are gathering again here. We're gathered again, and this is our fourth webinar. It is about customer behavior. Why I choose this one? Because it would be great if I had some kind of information about this when I started my job. I had this. I was studying marketing, so this was some of the things that we learned there. But it is different when you are entrepreneur and you are starting your business, and you will see some things. I wish it will help you when you are establishing your business and when you are making your campaigns for your customers and consumers. And of course, if you have money, somebody else will do it for you, but usually we don't have it at the beginning, so we're not some corporations, but it is good to know something about customer behavior, what affects this behavior, and what you can do about it. So this webinar is going to be divided in some, the content is consumer behavior, what this is and how it can help us. Then what affects consumer behavior, the process of purchase, you have to know this. Types of consumer behavior, you will see it is very interesting how we behave and how it is presented here. What to consider when you are starting your business, consumer behavior in crisis, because you will see in crisis there is a huge movement of consumer behavior in the way that they change their priorities. So you have to be prepared, and of course at the end conclusion. For you who don't know me, I'm president of International Women's Network, and I'm also entrepreneur. So I was in your shoes 5 years ago when I started my own business, and a lot of things that I have learned through this journey I would like to share with you, because you can avoid some mistakes and do maybe some things better. So let's start. So consumer behavior is the actions and the decision process of people who purchase goods and services for personal consumption. So consumers, they behave in certain way. When you will see a lot of things affects consumer behavior, but we are almost always behave the same way. We need a lot of time and effort to change consumer behavior, because we have a lot of attitudes or some other things which are affected this behavior. So this is a very important area for the marketers and for you also, because you have to understand the expectations of the customers and consumers. This is two different things, but you will understand who I'm talking about. It helps you to understand what makes the consumer to buy a product. Is it your store, the smell or scent in the store, or is it the range of your articles? Is it I don't know, your stuff, something like that, your personality. These things are also very important for behavior of your consumer or customers. So the history of consumer behavior starts in 1974. So this is not so a long time, but enough to see a lot of things which affects this behavior. As you know, we are all at social networks. You maybe are also too on these networks. So when we are talking about these networks, the network already knows about you everything what they want to know. And you are going to see some things. What are you searching for? What are the items you like? So when you, for example, open Facebook and you want some leggings and you search for some leggings, all of a sudden you get a lot of advertisements about leggings, because they are, they have these algorithms which search for our behavior, or what we search before, for what are the articles we would like to buy, for example. So the main thing about this behavior is this Maslow hierarchy of needs. Abraham Harold Maslow was a psychologist, and he made this hierarchy, which is, this is the core from where you are going anywhere with your business. At the bottom of this pyramid is our psychological needs: breathe, food, water, sex, sleep, excretion, and so on. So when we are in this position, we are interested only on these articles, on these how they said purchasing of things which are important for satisfying the needs of this bottom line of hierarchy. So when we satisfy this need of psychological needs, then we're going up to safety, security of the body, employment, resources, morality, family, health, and property. When we are in this position, and a lot of people are now in this position because we have this COVID situation, when people are really feeling not so safe, so they need mask, disinfectants, or something like that. So when people are in this position, then you will not offer them some products who will, which will be something, for example, some very expensive watch, which goes to esteem level. In safety, you have to give them only things which are related to this safety position. Some people never go from one to another position, but a lot of people are going upper. So after safety position, we are going to love and belonging. So we have this interaction with friends, with family, we have this sexual intimacy. This is something what we like to do, and a lot of companies who are going to this belonging phase, they are making marketing actions related to love and belonging. I will show you in some next slides. Then we have this esteem level: self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, respect by others. You will buy things, or I don't know, not just things, but services who will be a proof of your esteem. Then the highest level is self-actualization. Here are people who are in this position. They know what they want. They are in this morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving. They don't have a prejudice. They accept facts and other things. So in this self-actualization, you will be a little bit. It will be a little bit harder to persuade those people to buy something from you. For example, they just want to go next week on vacation, and you want to, I don't know, offer them something to stay at home and look for your videos, for example. It will be very hard for you. It has to be something really, really interesting for them to drop their going to vacation or something like that and stay at home. So in self-actualization phase, the marketers have to be very intuitive and really smart to attract those people. But this consumerism phase is this esteem phase. So most people are in this esteem phase. So it will be a little bit easier for you to attract them to buy some of your things. As a general rule, customers will focus first on the needs at the bottom of the hierarchy, and then when they satisfy this need, they will go upper in the hierarchy. So how does it look like? So Maslow's hierarchy of needs says that this is very important to understand human motivation, what they need, and how these people's needs differ from one from another, because you will get effective management. You can run your business more effectively if you understand why they are buying from you and why is that important for them. So if we look at the services, for example, B2B customer experience hierarchy of needs, you will see at the bottom of the line, you have this functional quality and performance. What does it mean? The vendor's product or service provide the expected level of functional benefits and exhibit a high level of reliability. So at the bottom line, this is the most important thing. Then we have this economic impact. The vendor solution was purchased at a reasonable price. So the price is very important here, and the solution has an acceptable total cost of ownership and delivers an acceptable return on investment. This is enough for this phase. After that, we have this ease of doing business. So when we start with a business, this is just one example, you will have different clients. You will sell to different clients, and you will not be able to say to somebody maybe uh, that you don't want to cooperate with this person or this company. But when you have this self-esteem in, I don't know, 3 to 5, 6 years or months, then you will cut some of the customers who are too demanding, and they are sucking your time. They have these demands, and you will get some other customers or consumers who will be better to you. So this ease of doing business is very important, because you will sell more, for example, for less time, and you will get better results, better relationships. In trustworthiness, information provided by the vendor is accurate and reliable, and the vendor consistently keeps its promises and fulfill its commitments. It is really important that you fulfill everything what you say you will do, so the customer have higher interest in your products and services. Then we have this strategic insight. It means that a vendor regularly provides insights that help the customer address major strategic challenges, sharpen its competitive differentiation, or identify new growth opportunities. This is the level when you cooperate with your customers or your consumers. When you are listening to their frustrations and try to solve the problem. And then we have this personal value. Personal value refers to the benefits that are experienced by the individuals who are involved in the initial purchase of the vendor's solution, and those who will make or influence the decision to continue the relationship with the vendor. Some of the most important personal value benefits are enhanced self-esteem and professional reputation. So you will help your customers or consumers to find their personal value and their self-esteem in buying your products or services. This is the highest level in B2B customer experience hierarchy. But also we have this one. Look at the example part. You will see in the psychological needs, water, sleep, food, you have this Walker Oat brain. They say it's the right thing to do. Very simple slogan for what they are doing, and they are satisfying psychological needs. Then you have the safety for Allstate insurance. You are in good hands with Allstate. We are, somebody who will provide safety for you, shelter protection. Then we have this belongingness. Pepsi, you are in the Pepsi generation. You are part of our team. We are part of your team. This is important in this position. In the ego needs, we have this royal salute scotch, what the rich give the wealthy. So this is really about ego, about prestige, about status. And self-actualization, self-fulfillment, US Army, be all you can be. You can be more than you are. So these are some examples of slogans, mottos, which different companies adjust to this Maslow hierarchy of needs. It is important for you. You will see from these relevant products what kind of products you can relate with which level of the hierarchy. You have to see yourself somewhere here. What do you think you will use, what will you produce or give some service, and where do you put yourself in this hierarchy? Consumer buying behavior studies about various situations, why customers buy, why when they buy, how often they buy, and what are their reasons to buy. For example, if you have these women moisturizers, because I don't know, women wants to reduce skin problems, for example. So you have to see which are the most preferred brands. For example, here is Olay or L'Oreal. Then how often do they apply it? Twice a day, thrice a day, once a day? I don't know, maybe just in the evening. Where do women prefer to buy it? In maybe in supermarkets, online, maybe some special stores? And how many times do they buy it? Weekly, monthly? I don't know. Is this something for 3 months, for example? If you remember this a great mascara from Maybelline, it was in it had this pink bottle with green up part was in green, and this was a really good mascara. It was very cheap, and your lashes were beautiful. And after some time, when everybody wanted to buy this mascara and everybody was talking about it, they stopped producing it. This is not something unusual. When you have this great product, which people like to buy, especially women, because we are 80% of people around the world are women who are buying something. They stop to produce it. Why? Because they see that this is something which can last for 3 to 6 months. It is very cheap, so the revenue of the company is not that big that they expect it to be. So what they are doing, they just produce something new, maybe some 3 new mascaras or 5 different mascaras, and they are selling it to the market. They are not at the same quality as this first one, but they are making something new, just consumers to forget about this great one and to buy maybe 2 or 3 another ones. So how does the purchase process look like? First, we have this need or problem for we want to solve something. So finding out what triggers a customer to look for a product is an important part of modern marketing. For necessities like food, medicine, practical items, the first stage of the buying process is difficult to influence. For luxury items, it is important to think about what makes a customer want to buy something. So you need to have some kind of need, some kind of problem you want to resolve. Then you search for a lot of sources. For example, you can look at the customer reviews, you can search in Google, you can search online, you can search, I don't know, between your friends. So you're looking for information. Then you have this evaluation process when you make a choice. And then, of course, you buy some product. But when you buy a product, it is not the end of the purchase process, because you have these follow-up actions, because the customer continues to think about the product after they have purchased it. For a repeat purchase, they will reconsider their choice when they next time to buy the item. They may also be willing to participate in feedback service and marketing activities. When you sell something, you can ask your clients or customers, if you have your email, some kind of club or something like that, how they are satisfied with what they bought. So you can get some insight of what they are thinking. Are they going to buy it or they are not? Are they going to recommend it? Maybe you have fulfilled some of these researches related to these follow-up actions, for example, because it is very useful for you to plan your next offering. So what to consider? On consumer behavior, a lot of things are influence the consumer behavior. You can see here, for example, culture, where you are born, attitudes, brand awareness, availability. Is very important to say to customers if some products are not available anymore, because you are, bringing trustworthiness in the process of sale with your relationship. Then experience. If you bought something before and you want to buy it again, you will think about it. Have you been satisfied or not? Self, the social acceptance, advertisements, of course, they have huge impact on consumer behavior. So what the consumer think and feel about different alternatives is very important. You will have, for example, some competitors. You have to know what is the difference between your product or service and there. What is the effect of on your customers when you are selling something? Are they satisfied? What do they like about it? And what are the reasons to select between you and your competitor, for example? and how consumer behavior is influenced by environment, because culture media appears they're really influencing on other people. If you look at the fashion, you will see that younger people around 15, they like this Nike Air shoes, sneakers. They all wear the same sneakers because this is influence of their peers of the culture. And of course, it will be very good for you to know all of these things, because you can get influence the consumer before they buy something from you, of course. Other aspects of consumer journey are branding. This is really important. I told you almost 6 months you need to make a, start with some brands, to invest in your brand. This is the beginning, just to see where are you now, and what you can expect in the future. Social influence, customer loyalty, this is very important. That's why you have this lots of these loyalty cards, for example. Product and brand switching, when you switch some products or brands, you have to be very careful with that. Then you have to think about satisfaction with consumers. And of course, online behavior is different than offline behavior. You can go to stores and see everything in it, but online you can see it, of course, but it is sometimes, very difficult to decide. And on other hand, you have to be very careful, because consumers can be very interested in what you're offering online, and they can order everything, and when they come to the payment process, maybe you don't have enough alternatives. They will drop everything out and say, thank you very much, I don't want it, because you don't have, I don't know, a PayPal or something like that, or you have only one card and not another one. So you have to think about it, how to offer. Customer journey has to be friendly, user friendly, and it has to be exciting on some kind of level. So how you can collect consumer behavior data? You're not going to do it, but you have to know how you can do something for yourself. This is really very complex process, but you can do some of these things. For example, customer reviews. Reading customer reviews can highlight common problems or wishes. Q&A sites. These sites can give you an idea of questions and concerns that people have in relation to your brand, service, and products. So you can get some insight. What is the problem? Or it cannot be a problem. It can be just explanation. Then some kind of service. You can set up a survey for on this SurveyMonkey or this kind of sites. You can run your own survey, just a little one for your customers, to send them just to respond. You will not do focus groups, but maybe if you are in some kind of you are going to be big, not just one man show, but if you are going to be a bigger company, then focus groups are a good solution, because for example, if the company wants to produce some kind of new butter, they can invite their loyal consumers to try for example, three different kind of butter, to say which of them is best for them, so they can decide um, what kind of butters they will produce. Then you have this keyword research. This is for SEO. Keyword research can tell you what consumers are interested in, and the relative level of interest. And if you have Google Analytics, or somebody maybe is doing this for you, you can see where the traffic is coming from, and your audience geographically, their interest and range of demographic, because it is important for you. Are the people from 20 years old or 30 or 40? What are the interests? Where are they coming from? And so on. Some of other things you can use, competitor analysis. This is something you should pay for, because it is a little bit complex, but okay, it can give you a lot of insight. blog comments. You can write a blog and see what people are commenting. Some government data or some data from the Chamber of Commerce you can get for free and see, for example, if you are in textile industry, you ask them how much, I don't know, cotton the industry is exporting, importing. Maybe this is something relevant to you or something like that. And of course, social media. This is a large amount of data for the consumers, and you can also see from this social media, from the reviews, from the analytics, what people like and what you can do about it. So this part is really, really interesting. Types of consumer behavior. Every one of us, they have some kind of behavior. So we have several different parts of behavior. First one is perfectionist. This is the customer who looks for the best quality of product. So the quality is the most important for this kind of people. Then we have brand aware. The customer prefers brands and designer labels. They will not look for anything else than brands, for example. Then you have hedonist. The customer treats shopping as a form of enjoyment. So in the stores, it has to be everything very, cozy. It has to be with good music. They like to see a lot of things. So they just enjoy shopping. Then we have this price-aware customers who seeks low prices, sales, and discounts. You will, see them in this kind of stores. Then we have this fashion-aware. They like to be up to date and seeks variety. Then we have impulsive. The customer is prone to spontaneous purchase. This is somebody like me. I like to go to shopping and then just impulsively buy something. And then I ask myself, why did I buy this? Or I buy again the same color or the same shirt or same something, because these are impulsive buyers. And then, of course, you have this confused buyers because they have too much information or choice. So when you are selling something and you see that person, is a little bit hectic, confused, don't give a lot of opportunities, a lot of varieties, because they are too confused. They don't know what to buy anymore. There is a lot of things and they will not buy. They will, go home and think about it. And then you have this habitual. The customer is loyal to brands and follows a routine. He wants to go to the same store. He buys always the same thing. He doesn't want, or she doesn't want to buy anything new, anything what is not he's or she is not used to do. So these types of behaviors are very important for you. If you go to stores for, I don't know, teenagers from 15 to, I don't know, 17 years old, and you want to buy some clothes, you will see that in these stores you will have a louder music. The quality of these items or things is not so high. So what the vendor wants you to do, to go there and to buy something very quickly, because the quality is not very high and the price is low, and they want you to buy very quickly. So just think about it when you go to the stores. And if you go to some, for example, women store, which is a little bit higher class, you will see that the music is lower, very nice, a little bit slower, and the staff is very friendly, and they will give you time to think about it, to go to the store, and you will get some kind of experience totally different. This is very important for the consumer behavior. And for you as somebody who will, maybe some of you will have store and you have to think about what you will offer and what kind of customers you want to in this store. So how to get your customers? First, you have to think about ideal customer. When I said ideal customer, then everybody said, oh, come on, there is no ideal customer. Yes, there are. And you have to think about them. For example, if you offer a car, then you have to think about various needs a car can meet. For example, it can be a car for very safe and secure. It can show some belonging, or this is a car for self-esteem. So this is some kind of very high-level car. So it is very useful and very important to understand where your ideal customer is at a social level, economical, physical, and psychological level. And then you can structure more targeted content to them. As I said you before on Maslow hierarchy of needs, if your customer is in safety need and you are offering something for self-esteem, you will not sell this to this customer, because he is now in the position, he wants something for the safety and for security. He or she is not in this position to think about self-esteem or something like that. So if you hear, we are talking about cars, we are women, but we are talking about cars. But if you look here about all of these cars, the word who best describes BMW is luxury. And for example, for Mazda, people think about Mazda about fuel efficiency. They think about Mercedes-Benz as comfort. These are adjectives associated to automotive brands. People are buying brands because they want to show something. Somebody will buy Mercedes-Benz if maybe this person doesn't have, for example, a flat, but he will buy this Mercedes-Benz because of prestige, of self-esteem. And somebody else will think about nature, planet, she will buy Mazda, for example. So you want also to be connected with some of the objectives. Think about what kind of objectives and what kind of services and goods you are offering. And you want to be connected with some of these things because people will talk about you. They will describe your brand, your products with some of these objectives, or somebody else, some different ones. But you have to know which ones. I put here 3 videos. You will look at them when you get this presentation, or when you see it in the YouTube. These are some brands who connected safety, for example, ego and belonging, with their commercials. It is very interesting. You will see in ego, you will see Mercedes-Benz. It is all about prestige, all about your self-esteem, all about your ego. They connected these commercials to these things. It is interesting just to see. So I would like you to see this if you can, of course. So what you have to consider online. First, design your website. I told you in social networks webinar, you need to have your website. You cannot have Facebook page. You need to have your website and work on this website, connect it with some particular elements like buttons, or just navigate to other things you would like to be bought, and add pictures, of course. Optimize your pricing for consumer behavior, offline and online, of course. This is the same thing. For example, when you have 250, 280, 320, or you have this 4.99 euros, why is that presented like this? Because people always think about this lower price. They don't think about 4.99. They're not thinking about 5. They're thinking about 4. And when you put 250, it is, it is in the middle. And medium is 2.80. It is still 2. It is not 3. So these are some things you have to think about. Position effect. For example, we always remember the first and the last items more clearly. So these are the ones people choose most often. The first one or the last one. All in the middle is a little bit fuzzy. Build your campaigns around the purchase process. Target your ads at your consumers who are closer to buy button, makes them much likely to convert. So if you have some kind of campaign, then you can target fewer consumers, not too large audience, so they might be interested to buy more than if you have a greater audience. Make a consumer feel like part of the early majority. Everybody wants to be special. So if you put somebody to early majority, or you have some kind of closed sales, pre-sales, and just for the particular part of consumers, they will be, very happy with that. This is some kind of special offer. So think about also to present something for the closed consumers, closed audience. What to consider stores? First, store location. Is it in the center? Is it in some suburb? How long does it take for somebody to come there? If it takes 15 minutes or a half an hour, it has to be a really good reason why to go to your store. Then design and equipment of the store. Is it something traditional? Is it something retro? Is it modern? How are your shelves put there? What kind of assortment do you have, for example? The 5 characteristics of the stores are considered important. This is quality, choice of assortment, style or fashion, and guarantees and prices. These are 4 things really, really important. So you have to think about that. If you have, I don't know, one kind of gums, this is not good. You need to have at least 2 or 3 uh, different kinds of gums, for example. I'm talking about some examples. Of course, very important are propaganda and sales promotion. So you have to inform potential customers about opening a new store. You have these balloons, you have these announcements on social media, or some PR or something like that. Then you have this visits to a particular store. You can stimulate visits to a particular store because you will get some discounts, or you will have a special price for this day, for example. And then remind customers on the store, we are here, you can stop by, you can visit us because we have some special offer, we have some new products there. So these are some things you have to do. I always say to the entrepreneurs at the beginning, uh, you have to put some kind of money aside for propaganda sales, because nobody will know about you if you don't have it. You can do everything perfect, but if nobody knows about you, then who will come and who will buy from you. If you have employed staff, it is very important that they are friendly and they're ready to help and service at the highest level. It should reflect, this should reflect the overall desired image of the store. Because if you have somebody who is, you have a bakery, for example, and you have a very, very friendly woman there, or man, and he's, he offers some things, he's always polite, you will get better results than if somebody is going to some other bakery and the staff is not so friendly and they're just selling something, but they don't invest in relationships, for example. And of course, the very important part of everything what we are talking about is important, that consumer services are really, really very, very important, because after somebody buy something, if somebody goes wrong, you need to have these consumer services. And it doesn't mean that it should be something wrong, but maybe some people don't know how to use something. You need to have good consumer services and provide special kind of service, because, for example, you can buy a washing machine and then you don't know what to do with delivery, and you say, but okay, we are doing this for you, it is not a problem at all. um, Stores are doing that, but I'm just making some example. So you can do a lot of things in these consumer services, so your consumers will go back to you again. You can see here some of the stores, for example. At the bottom of the line with this motorcycle, you see something retro. Up in the higher level, these are some very modern stores. Something trendy, something good. So you have to think about your store, and of course it depends on what are you selling. It's really important. Now everything goes in this modern and cozy, and everything is really industrial, maybe a little bit, and modern, and really great architecture. So you have to think what you want to have. And for conclusion, this consumer behavior is very important tool to understand your customers, because the companies can craft new products, marketing campaigns, and increase profitability. Companies, but also entrepreneurs, should talk to customers, watch out their frustrations. Why? Because you can solve a problem. You can offer your service or your product who will resolve these frustrations, and most importantly, identify their needs and expectations, because you need to face their needs and expectations to provide them a good service and good products. So now we are going to this consumer behavior in crisis, because major crises affect all of us on this planet, and everything what was okay before the crisis now is a little bit different. So how different? For example, people return to basics. Consumer return to basics. They buy only what they need. They prefer online shopping. Very important is convenience and search for social value brands. They would like new and safe shopping experience. So people will not go to the stores where they don't feel safe. What you should do? Rethink your value proposition. Make channel shift profitable. If you shift to online sales, it has to be profitable. Think about how to make it profitable. Rethink customer engagements. Reduce complexity in all activities. So if you have this purchasing process very long, think how to make it more quickly. And you have to act quickly. What does it mean? You have to adopt new strategies, new positions on the market, because you cannot continue what you were doing before the crisis. It is not going to be easy, but this is something you have to adopt. You have to be flexible. So what is the commodity returns in 2020? As you can see here, the orange juice had a 19% increase in sales. Why? Because people think of orange juice as something very healthy. As we go back to automotive adjectives, I was talking about it. Orange juice have this adjective, it is healthy. The second one is gold, because it is like security. So people will put a lot of things in gold because it is better than put it in stocks. And then you have this wheat because it satisfies psychological needs. It is very, very simple to understand. So how to respond to crisis? First, you have to give your employees, if you have any, and consumer some information about this COVID and how they will be safe in your with you making business with you or going to your stores. Maybe some better standing companies, they have this website page. Then you can put some social media posts. You can also have some blog about it, or you can have this live video on social platforms. Then you have to continue with communications with your customers. So everything what you have been doing before, it is different, but at some point it is not so different. You will also get some special pricing, payment schedules, flexibility for companies, some product services tips or advices that will help customer navigate the crisis. And also you can have this live video on social platforms. So you have to use it in your communication. The life is not stopped, but it is a little bit different. So you just have to adopt your strategy. Goodwill actions. I put here some of the goodwill actions. For example, hotels converting into temporary hospitals, manufacturers refocusing to create medical equipment, and so on. But of course, for you who are not in this business, you can offer something different. For example, if you're a life coach, you can say, okay, we have now crisis, COVID-19, and there is a lot of people who are very scared. I will give, I don't know, Every Tuesday we will have a Zoom application, and I will give some advices for free. I will give some meditation for free or something like that. So this is very good stuff, just to to get something to your community, and maybe to advertise that goodwill actions afterwards. Of course, you have to have plan C, B, A, E, D, I don't know, everything, but you need to have a grid of possible solutions. You are here now, the crisis is here. It is here from March 2020. You need to have some plans for the future. You need to maybe adapt some things, to be flexible, and to think of what you can offer to your consumers, to your customers, and just shift. There is nothing else to do. You have to be flexible in what you are offering. So uncover possible threats and solutions, help to decide what action plans are necessary at each phase of your business. Inside sell reach. So if you have, traditional sales resources, for example, you have this store and you are selling something, and people couldn't go to the stores, for example, you can think of online sales, maybe some services like I don't know, some services who will vault or something like that, or who will bring your packages to from door to door. You will engage some kind of logistic into this. And opportunities would also cross-sell services or products and solving real problems for customers, not just selling. This is very important. You're making relationships, and in this situation, it is very important that you show your empathy, and that you are willing to solve real problems if you can. Of course, you cannot solve some problems that you cannot resolve, but some of things maybe you can. Social media, you have to be on social media because this is the window to the world. So you can post live video content on platforms. You have to be consistent and relevant, get some relevant messages. You can have photo content, you can repost, you can have daily episodes to create anticipation. For example, if you have some kind of sales or something, you can, before the actual day of sales, you can do some like secret about it. You can make a story about it, so people are engaged in that. And contents or requests for positive content, you have to be very careful with that, because you might be considered as insensitive. So be careful with that kind of things. Virtual events. So this is very important for the people who are remote. They are remote somewhere. So you can have some virtual events on virtual platforms to engage them and to educate them, to get to know them, to what you are offering, selling. Of course, in-person events also is something that you can do. Paid media campaign. Of course, this is not something new, but just continue with your recruitment campaigns if you need some people to work with you, some general products and services, driving users back to specific content, offers and demos on your site, promoting a goodwill marketing action. We were talking about this goodwill, about this life coaching, for example, or something you can do for the community. Strengthen your internal capabilities. So think how you can be innovative in your business. Think of artificial intelligence, using applications for ordering, payments, and etc. Maintain good relationship with all parties involved, especially with landlords, suppliers, customers, employees. Invest in digitalization because this is our future. Reduce personnel costs and increase efficiency. Of course, you have to think about supply chain network. You need to have at least 2 suppliers for all products, because you can have a problem, for example, for the, I don't know, your trucks are on the, they cannot go to your country, or you have some problems with aircraft or something like that. So you need to have 2 suppliers, improve your logistics. think what people want and offer something new, or just shift on another platforms to make this shopping or this much easier for them. And for conclusion, so you have to communicate often and clearly. It is very important to balance these messages because you don't want to overwhelm your audience. It is very important to keep customers up to date on your products and services so they know what they can have and what is not available anymore. Maintain contacts with the customers, clients as much as possible. Now it's very, very important because we all depend from each other. I depend on somebody else, and somebody else depends on me. So this is really important. Establish collaborative relationship, not competitive, collaborative, because you will have to change some contrast. You have to be more flexible, improve transparency, join process innovations, and something like that. Maintain the visibility of the product, service, and company through social networks or paid campaigns, for example. Adapt new conditions for workers, mode of service, because we are all forced to work from home. So these are some new conditions, and you have some people who have I don't know, 3 to 5 children at home. It is very challenging for them to work from home. Maybe they don't have a laptop, or they don't have enough these things to work. So you have to be flexible on this. Create new services based on new customer needs. Customers need some new things. They need some help around something. So think what you can improve. Ensure adequate plans and business continuity in conditions of reduced number of employees and high uncertainty. So the things are changing rapidly every day. We have all the time something new, some new measurements, some new things. So you have to be really flexible to maintain good business continuity. For example, when doing educations, and some of these educations are leading women's teams. So now there is no demand for this kind of education, because people are reducing number of employees. They're trying to go through this year and see what they can do. So they cut these educations, and also they cut marketing, for example. They just maintain what is necessary for them. So be aware of these things because you have to adapt to new situations. So this is some literature you can also see, and also I put links on pictures and some links to see on this presentation, which can help you navigate. I hope this was okay for you and that you have some new insights. This is really huge subject, consumer behavior, but you have to be aware of some things which can influence your job. These things like consumer behavior, the way the consumer buy something, the store, how it is equipped, and what is their online experience. These are some things which are very important. And when you try to put your product on the market, think of this Maslow hierarchy. Think of these examples, because you have to put your product and service on some of these levels, and then just make your communications to this kind of ideal customers. Then you will get some results. If you fail to do this, you will you will try to find the mistake, and the mistake is really obvious for somebody who knows this. And if you're just trying, you can, of course, you can try 3 to 5, 6 times. But if you think before you put something on the market, and just think of all the things can impact your consumer behavior and your customers, it will be easier for you. So thank you very much. These are my my contacts. You can ask me. You can send me an email. You can ask me in your here in the chat what you want to if you have something what is not clear to you, I'm here. So let's start with some questions if you have any. Lisa, do we have any questions?
No, I can't see any. So thank you very much, Ivana, for giving an overview about the topic of customer behavior and for stating the importance of the topic. I think if there are no questions at the moment, everyone can see your contact details, and as you said, everyone can contact you directly.
Yes, I would like to invite you all to meet 6th of October for negotiation training webinar, because I would like if somebody told me how to negotiate at the beginning, so I will try to explain it for you, just to be aware how to start your position in negotiation and what to do if you have any negotiation. It is important for the entrepreneur. So see you 6th of October at the same time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye.